Alright, well, I found another pair of these kind of speakers. One of the ones I have is like completely blown out right here. They must have dropped it. These ones, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same model. They got a little taco down there. I think the ones I have are missing this. Little damaged here and there. That's what happens with these. They get dropped. They get squished. But they do sound pretty good for computer speakers. They're really, really good. They just don't go super loud. I don't know what they're rated at. Like, it's actually pretty high power what they're rated at, but realistically, they're probably half of what they say they are. It's nice that you get to volume in the input. I do think that they might have Bluetooth on these ones. I just can't remember. You get the optical input, the coaxial input, power on and off. The line 1 and 2 in. They're not particularly cheap. There's even a subwoofer output, which is kind of cool. So normally I just buy these when I see them because they're really convenient to hook up to a computer, and I think for $9 I probably could sell them for $9 later on. You know, if I wanted to get rid of them, probably could get $20 for them. I don't think more than that. I don't know if you guys can hear the scanner in the background, but I listen to it all day, every day, and I swear to God, people just call the cops just to try and get people in trouble, like they make stuff up. But, I mean, these are some cop-calling motherfuckers over here in this town. And you know where they're all from? Do I need to tell you where they're all from? Maybe let me preface that by saying I live in northern Arizona. Where do you think all the people that live here are from? Because they're not from here. And they constantly sit here and call the cops about just piddly crap all day long. I mean, it's just nonstop. Anyway, I'm trying to make a video, and like, that's why I don't make videos in the house usually very often, because the scanner's just going and going and going and going. It's funny when you hear the ones like about the weird road rages and stuff like that, and you can tell like somebody will provoke another driver, then call the cops. It's like, dude, you started crap with somebody and then you decided to call the cops. Like, I mean, how about you don't start the crap and you won't need to call them? What happens when you start crap with somebody and the cops can't get there quick enough to save you? It happens every day, especially in Arizona. Anyway, back to my deal here on these Edifier speakers. So I picked these up. I did not go to the hamfest today, but I spent only $20 today at the thrift store, and I think what I got probably outweighs anything I could have got at a hamfest. So there's a box of Joe Knows electronics capacitors, and I mean, there's quite a bit in here. And if I was going to buy these, I don't know how much it would cost to buy. None of these are really anything I'm going to need for radios because the voltage is too low on them. But these 470s are at 50 volts. It's just nice to have these in a box, and I figured, you know, I may never need them, but they're very nicely organized, and they're in sequential values. Okay, so anyway, so we got those, and then we got resistors, which are all these values. I think I looked up one of these things on, I found them on eBay and I found them on Amazon, but I think each box was about $8. And then this one's like a semiconductor kit with some other stuff in here, some pots. But there's a lot of stuff in here. You have the list here, and it checked. It looks like everything's in here. You know, I tried to be pretty thorough about it, but I don't think any of these are really pots I'm gonna need. These are, oh, I can't read them. 1K. $100K. 10K, and these are B 10K. So I think that's audio taper, maybe. What do these ones say? I can't get to one. These are B also. They're all B. They're all B. Okay. But you have different ones. One that has a linear, and one of them is audio taper. So anyway, we got those, and all these boxes were $249. There was a few other ones I didn't buy. They were like missing stuff, and there was a bunch of semiconductors, like TTL ones, and you could tell like somebody had used them. There was also a Pac-Man video arcade game from the 80s, and I think that's what a lot of them, this stuff might have been from. Also, there was a couple of these that popped up. These are actually really cool. They're for just a small car or whatever, but it's got a battery in it and everything, 4,000 milliamp hour. I'd found something like this before, and I thought it would actually be really good for like a bicycle. So what it is this pump right here, and you screw the pump into it right there. Okay, USB-C, USB out, and I don't know what that part is. There's a little protective thing on it. Let me turn my light off. So what you do is you set the pressure for like what you want. Okay. And you just bring it down to whatever. So let's say you want 28 psi. And it'll stop. See, I blocked it with my finger. As soon as it builds that pressure, it stops. You just kind of let it leak. Ooh, that gets hot because of the air blowing past your finger. So I found another one like this, and I gave it away to the other guy, and I was like, dude, I should have kept that. So when these two brand new ones popped up, I was like, I'm going to buy one of these just because. It's like, the other one I found was not like completely new, but I'm like, this could be cool to just like put in the car. You could even put it in a backpack if you went on a trip on a bicycle. I mean, it's kind of heavy, but it's not too bad. But I just love how you can set the pressure to something that you want. You know, like maybe I want to inflate this bike tire and I only want it at 50 psi, and just set it to 50 psi. I don't know how good the light is, but it's, you know, certainly better than nothing if you are in an emergency. Oh God. It's actually, now you think about it, that's actually probably pretty good if you needed help or something, maybe. But the problem with that is somebody's going to think you're law enforcement and they're not going to stop for you. Now that might be a little better. Get that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the other thing I bought was a spool for, I'm hoping it's going to fit my weed eater. I bought a weed eater, a nice one, and then there was one that somebody put out for free, and it was missing the spool. And so if you don't have a spool, there's nothing you can do. You can't wind it with line. So I bought this, and I don't know because this is a dual line. So worst case scenario, it is no good, and you know I could take it back, but I mean, the $1.49, whatever. So that's what we got today.